Hi, how's it going? I haven't used this channel in about, I want to say like 3 or 4 years now. And I have been sitting on the idea of just getting up every day and recording some commentary tracks over some gameplay of things that I'm currently playing. This is footage from a game of Deadlock a couple of days ago. It's a really good Lady Geist game I had. I think I dropped like 30 assists, and it was like my fourth or fifth time playing the character. I really enjoy her, but I just think her movement's a little shit right now. But I guess more so than anything, I just want to lay out an introductory video and just ramble for a minute because I have been watching a lot of things in my suggestions recently, and I've found that commentary videos where people are just speaking earnestly about their hobbies, their struggles, their activities, their interests are very, very nostalgic content for me. It reminds me of when I was younger and you would just pop onto YouTube and sit there and watch someone talk about a story from their life or an experience that they've had in life over some gameplay. No music, no loud, frantic editing, nothing like that. And I think that for me, that's the kind of stuff that I would like to put out into the world as a content creator, at least right now. And so I guess that this is my foray into that. And I hate the word content. I think that it is one of the biggest poisons of the social media age that we're currently in. This incessant need to develop everything around the idea of content. That, you can make a 6 minute song and you have to choose the best 15 seconds of that to decide whether or not people want to listen to it. I find that to be a repulsive ideology, and I'm sure that's something I can get into more as I figure out, subjects for videos and what I want to talk about, who I want to appeal to with these kinds of things. I am going through a lot right now in my personal life, and there's been a lot of changes. And so instead of having a space to talk about myself, I'd like to sort of extend outward and discuss subjects that I find are important to me. Take time to build a community of people who are also interested in hearing about these things and getting a perspective that is my own, wholly, like a unique, honest perspective on things relating to like games and culture, politics, and like the general mental well-being of the current generation. I have really appreciated getting insight from some people's videos. I can't recall his name right now, but there's actually a commentator YouTuber who is just spectacular. He speaks so earnestly. He usually wraps up in like 5 or 6 minutes. So just cutting this in now, his channel is Walrus PNG. He makes really awesome videos. I think all of you, if you're interested in stuff like this, go give his stuff a watch. He's pretty small, but it's very potent content. And fuck that word, but I hate content. This is just a ramble right now, though. I'm just getting my feet out there. I haven't done anything like this in a really long time. And I gotta say, I'm quite excited. I have been playing a lot of Deadlock recently, and this just feels like the kind of game that you can totally just drop into anything and talk about over because there's enough happening in the game that I feel like it's really easy to engage with the gameplay, and it complements a discussion or some kind of dialogue. It's the same thing with Call of Duty. The only reason that this isn't a Call of Duty video right now is because, one, the Black Ops 6 beta is over, and two, I can't bring myself to play MW3 anymore. I got through the first 55 levels, maybe got one more after that, and I just cannot do it. It just doesn't feel right these days. I think Black Ops 6 is probably the closest we've been to having a game that feels like solid and awesome and cool. But, as it stands, this is nothing but a short, like 5 minute introductory video. If you remember me from the times that I used this account to make Roblox videos, if you know me as a musician, as Saturn, if you know me as Ulysses and I'm just your friend, I want to welcome everyone who has been a part of my life to sit down and listen to these videos. I am hoping to make one at least every day. I think that right now that's going to be something really important for me to do. It'll give me a platform to just say my thoughts out loud and talk about it, and hopefully if people want to listen, they'll let me know and that they'll contribute to the conversation. I am just so excited to see where this leads. And I really mean that. I know it doesn't sound like it, but it's hard to really sound like I mean anything right now, just given circumstances and everything. But I really want to take advantage of the time that I have and the perspective that I have to share that with others in a way that isn't overwhelming or that isn't going to require me to compromise on parts of myself that I would have to otherwise. So, like, setting a precedent, no music, no loud background footage for the games. If I'm playing a game by myself and there's no voice recording, probably going to leave that on, just dimmed in the background. It's tough to pull clips of Deadlock right now, though, because voice chat gets picked up. And while I do like that sometimes, especially if I'm just pulling clips for my friends and shit, I do not feel particularly comfortable with, having my personal conversations out there in the world. Those are mine. And so, yeah, I guess that's a pretty normal thing. I can't imagine it's something that, people don't take into consideration when making videos like this. But again, this is literally the first time I've done something like this without wanting to do an overwhelming amount of editing, without wanting to have some big narrative behind it. When I was younger and making YouTube videos, I modeled them after the content creators that I watched. And so I was like making like rant videos and breakdowns and all of this fucking angry, depressive content about people who I had disdain for. And there may be disdain here. There may be aggressive opinions, but I don't want that to overwhelm the kind of stuff I'm making. I hope you can sit down, listen to this, have your fucking cup of coffee in the morning, and maybe walk out of it with a little more perspective than you had before on whatever it is that I'm talking about. It's going to be completely spread out as far as subject goes, and it'll probably be pretty inconsistent too based on what I'm feeling like talking about, what's on my mind. So, again, thank you if you have tuned in to this short, fucking 6 or 7 minutes so far. And I'm hoping that in the future, I'm going to have a chance to speak for longer about things. I just can't have anything come to mind right now. And I'm not going to, because again, this is just a hello. So I'll see you guys soon.